Hi, my name is Marek, entrepreneur and business owner, and today I want to talk about decision making. So, as you know, I'm going to sell my company, but that took a while before I made that decision. And here's a quick layout of how I came to that decision and why it was so hard for me. So, in the first place, I had the plan to buy a business and then to sell it, but it took me about 2 years to get to that point where, okay, now I want to sell it, right? But then when I was at that point, I really didn't want to sell it because I felt too attached to it. I felt the whole process of selling the business is too long. And so I've been back and forth for a couple of months. Should I sell it or should I not? And going to the mastermind was really helpful for me to get clarification on what I really want. And people gave me some advice, and that's what I want to share with you. And what I found out is that the indecisiveness that I had for a long time was holding me back from actually, going forward in life in general. And I've been in so many instances in my life where I haven't really been decisive, and because of that, I go through life like a leaf in the wind, right? It's just following whatever the circumstances are. So, how I get to that point that ultimately I want to make that decision to sell my business. And I've talked in the other video about, how successful people make quick decisions, and I think that's really important, and that's what I'm learning right now. So, as I'm going through the story right now, I realized there's one thing that helped me to make a great decision, and I was going through the whole situation. Okay, what will happen if I sell it? How will my life be like? And I was imagining, like, okay, it will be super cool. I'll have more free time, and I have some cash in the bank that I can invest. And I was all going through this whole scenario, and then it's like, okay, but I don't have any income, so I need to have a business that needs to generate income, and I don't want to get in that position where I'm just spending money and I don't have any income. So I'm like, selling doesn't really seem like the best option. So I went through the other scenario where, what if I just keep the business and I'm not selling it? And I just let it die, basically, right? I'm not giving it any attention. I fully automate it, and I just let it die. And I was going through that, and like, okay, that sounds cool. Oh, actually, I can fully automate it. I mean, it's already 95% automated, but doing that last 5%, it's like, wow, that's actually liberating for me, right? And so I was going through that, and like, okay, this seems cool. I can automate it. I can let it die. Maybe I can even grow it. And so I'm like, that doesn't sound like a bad idea. But then in the end, I was thinking, like, I still want to get rid of it because I don't want to get this business until 10 years or I don't know how long. My intention to initially buy the business was to sell it, right? So why do I keep it then? So I was thinking, okay, but in the end, I will get rid of it. Either it's dying or either I sell it for a fire sale price, probably. So I was going through that, and I'm like, So wait a second, what if I twist it? What if I twist it? And this is why I tell this story, because you can understand my decision-making process. I flipped it around, and instead of asking myself, like, do I want to sell it or not? Like, I said to myself, in the end, I want to get rid of it. So what am I gonna do next is I'm gonna automate it, and I'm gonna, sell it, unless, and here's the good point, unless I really, really want to keep it. So to break that down in a framework, right? If there's something you are indecisive about, like, should I quit my job? Should I start a business? Like, you go back and forth, or should I move here or there? And you go back and forth all the time, right? So instead of, asking, like, what you really want, flip it. Like, okay, what if, you go through the scenarios, right? What if I choose option A and then option B? Like, what will happen if I choose option A? And play out that whole scenario, write it down. And then B, what will happen if you play out that scenario, right? And go through that process. And for me, going through that process allowed me to, look at it from a different perspective, that I want to eventually get rid of, or I eventually want to move to wherever I want to go, right? In your case, like you eventually want to start a business, right? Because eventually you want to get freedom. Eventually you want to have that. So then you can say, okay, I'm going to do that. And then the obstacle that's probably in the way, there's a really good book, by the way, about it. It's called The Obstacle is the Way by Ryan Holiday. Really recommend that. And instead of going through that, you go through the other scenario, like what's the obstacle? And then you figure out a way around that. So in my case, it's like, okay, the obstacle is I don't want to sell it, I don't want to get through the process, and I think probably it's not worth enough, like the value is lower because it's not fully automated. So, okay, I can fully automate it. Then I'm at that point, like, okay, do I like it? To have it a business that's fully automated, that keeps us generating income? If I really, really like it, then I keep it. But if I don't like it, or if it's like, mwah, like if it's not a real yes, like a really yes, then I sell it. Unless it's that, and it's that simple. And that's, I've heard someone talking the other day about if something is not really a great yes, then you should probably not do it. Unless it's a really yes, like yes, then you should do it. And I challenge you, whatever situation you have in life right now, is there something you're indecisive about? And think about that scenario, like what happened if you do scenario A, what happened if you do scenario B? And then is either one of them, is that a real yes, or the outcome like, get on that mindset, and I love it. And so if you want to learn more about, why quick decision making is important, then definitely watch the video after this. Thank you for watching, give it a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. God bless.